Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Romans 12:2. Oh, we're going to get into it today. We got a lot to talk about. Yeah. See, all you have to do is open your eyes and look. Look at the news. Look at your social media feeds. Even check out your favorite movie or shows and you can see how jacked up this world is that we're living in. In this verse, Paul is encouraging us and telling us to not allow the world around us to dictate our thoughts, our beliefs, and our actions. But he is urging us to let our minds be transformed by the renewing power of the Holy Spirit. Because the world is trying to tell us what is acceptable, what's not, what's right, what's wrong, and even that what's evil is good and what is good is evil. Hell, they're even trying to tell us what a woman is. But as followers of Christ, our ultimate goal should be to align our hearts and minds with the perfect will of God. See, the ways of the world are foolish, they're fickle, it's nonsense, it's emotional, and it's driven off of pride, greed, and carnal desires. And the people of faith cannot afford to conform to the ways of this world, because this world is going to hell, like it or not. See, the people of faith should be standing apart from the ways of this world. That should be the distinguishing mark. It ought to be something different about you. You shouldn't blend in with everybody everywhere you go, because there are some things that we simply cannot partake in. But on the flip side, there are a lot of things that we need to stand up and be vocal about. I read an article a couple of days ago that said that the Church of England wants to stop referring to God as He and to start using gender-neutral terms instead. What? Are you kidding me? Come on now. This cannot be for real. The scriptures are as clear as day when it says that He is the Father. And some of y'all are going to be crazy enough to go along with this foolishness. Y'all must be out y'all You know what? Let me calm down. I got a little too riled up. I got too excited. Let me calm it down. I'm cool now. Let's go. Look, man, this whole notion of gender fluidity or it being a construct is absolutely ridiculous, for one. It's silly and it needs to end today. And secondly, to hear that there are some grown priests in a church who want to kowtow and go along with this gender nonsense blows my mind. There's some people you just expect better from. But the thing about this is that we're all guilty of conforming to some extent. All of us, each and every last one of us. And really it's inevitable because we are living down here. But our challenge is to be in the world and not of the world. We can't allow the sinful inner workings to influence our thoughts and our actions. Do you know that there are 4 sources of authority that we have that guide our lives? We have our intellect, we have our traditions, we have our experiences, and we have the scriptures. Now, each and every one of those play an important part in our lives at some point in time. But the thing is, we have to allow the scriptures to be our primary source of authority for us to be transformed by the Spirit and have our minds renewed. And the transformation that comes from renewing our minds is not just a change in the way that we think, but it leads to a change in our actions and our attitudes. See, when we allow the Holy Spirit to renew our minds, we're better equipped to live out the good and perfect will of God in our lives. We're able to maintain some self-control. We're able to deny ourselves daily. We're able to take up our cross. We become more like Christ and less like the world. And after that, then our lives become a testimony to the power of God's transforming grace. And once you allow the power of the Holy Spirit to transform you, then you have to deal with these people down here. And when you're dealing with the people, they always want to bring up old stuff, what you used to do, how you used to be. For whatever reason, folks always want to get historical once you grow and move past a certain phase of life. But the thing about that is, that change is the best testimonial that you have. When people remember the old you and they see what God has done for you, there's no arguing that. But anyway, let's not be conformed to the ways of this world. If you're moving and conducting yourself like everybody else is, you need to reevaluate some things. As a matter of fact, the Bible says that people will become lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, without love, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not lovers of the good, treacherous, rash, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, or having a form of godliness but denying its power. So if you find yourself conforming to any of these patterns, it's time to make a pivot and come back home. Isaiah 55:6 says, "Seek the Lord while he may be found." You might get another chance later, but you'll never have a better chance than right now. You do know that tomorrow is not promised, right? Who's to say that you'll even make it to the end of this devotion? I'm just saying. I'm gone.